Jazz Weekend is so good in Cork City. I would look for any excuse to stay in Cork for that weekend. Peter. Hey everybody, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Ladies and gents, this is a real cool fun one today. The Cork Guinness Jazz Festival is back. It's back, baby. Now guys, I'm going to go through on the podcast today, if you are visiting, because I know I've got some listeners all around Ireland. Now maybe there's people in the UK that listen to me that are coming over to Ireland. You definitely got to check it out in Cork. It's such an awesome weekend. It really is. There's 3 times that Cork is just kicking ass, booming for great nights out. Christmas in general, the Jazz Weekend, and Paddy's Day. Now those are real three big times in Cork where it's really, really cool. So we're going to go through Google now, right guys? So if you're listening on audio today, I'm going to obviously call out the names of the places that I would recommend. I've been Cork all my life, so I know Cork inside and out, especially the nightlife scene. I'm single, so I like to go out and have my parties. So, and if you're watching on YouTube, well, you'll be able to see, we're going to throw up on the screen some of the photos of the bars, so give you a bit of an idea of where to go, what to see, and what to avoid, actually, really. So it doesn't matter either way. If you're watching on YouTube, you'll get to see it. If you're listening on audio, all good too. You can just get the name of the bars, jot it down in your notepad if you have one, and hopefully we'll get you some good party scenes for you guys. So the Jazz Festival, guys, you know, I don't know how it actually ever came up. It's such a really good event. I mean, some people say it's a 4-day event, even a 5-day weekend. Some people say it's like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Some people go with the Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Some people go with Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or just the Saturday and Sunday itself. It's a fantastic weekend. And guys, I just want to point this out. I hate jazz music. I absolutely detest jazz music. It's just not my cup of tea. And this weekend is awesome. I certainly, as you can imagine, I certainly don't going to the hotel receptions or bar areas for jazz music. Hell no. There's just so much there's so many places you can visit, guys, along your journey through Cork at the weekends. They've got the bars, which we're going to go through now in just a couple of moments. They've got the bars, obviously. Now, most of the bars for that weekend will have jazz on. Okay? There will be a couple of places where they're just going to leave it, you know, they'll just do their own thing, and that's fine. But the places will probably still going to be really, really busy. So it's good because you can get away from the jazz, you can get away from the crowds, and when I say get away from the crowds, you still might go to one of those bars I'm talking about where they do their own thing, they'll play their own music, no jazz, and it could be really busy, but you'll still find some of those bars that do their own thing. They'll you know, some of them will be calmed down, they'll be toned down for that weekend because, again, so many people are looking for the jazz. Not only do you have the bars that are just booming with jazz, you also have got the hotels that boom too. And in fact, I would say, if anything, the hotels actually kick ass more than the bars, believe it or not. Like you've got, for instance, the hotel, Imperial Hotel on the South Mall. Okay? Imperial Hotel on the South Mall. That hotel just booms for Jazz Weekend. They've got about 3 different rooms. In fact, let's get into some images and I'll share it with you guys on, so if you're watching on YouTube. But again, like I was saying, guys, you can just remember the names if you're listening on audio. So I'm just going to Google it as we speak here, guys, because I think that's the best way to do it. At least then we can give you an idea up to date and give you the necessary information. Now, it's fantastic, guys, because what they do at the start is that when you come in the main hotel area, you'll hear the jazz outside the door, the main door anyway. But you'll also see there'll be like stands and stalls. Like even last year in the Imperial, they even had They had hot dog stands inside the hotel. I mean, it's just weird, right? But I mean, it works. It really does work. They had 3 rooms last year for 2022. They're probably going to do it again. And in fact, let me just jump over here now, guys, and share my screen with you. Here we go. So this is the Imperial Hotel. And I mean, they put on a good show, guys. They really do. You know, you can see now if you're watching on YouTube, you got the guys out with the saxophones on the street. They'll parade up and down the street. Or maybe they just might stay outside the hotel, but that's fine either way. But I mean, they really do put on a fantastic show. I mean, they've got a ballroom area. They'll have some jazz on in there. They'll have the jazz lounge. They'll have probably in one of their main restaurants, they'll have another area for jazz. The amount of people that come down and stay is insane. I mean, I'm not joking you. The amount of overseas visitors that come for the jazz weekend, guys, especially from the UK, England, Scotland and Wales and the north of Ireland too. I mean, you've got people coming here every year, no question, without fail. They'll be here. They'll be booking their flights when they get after the jazz weekend for next year already. It really is. It's a fantastic weekend. So let's have a look there now. Now, they're not actually showing me many photos here now for the Imperial Hotel for the jazz weekend, which is very weird. But let's just start anyway, right, guys? We're going to start off with Oliver Plunkett Street, and we're going to work all our way down to the bottom of Oliver Plunkett Street. Now, why Oliver Plunkett Street? I would say really Oliver Plunkett Street is probably the busiest area for most bars and people, footfall in general, well, for any weekend. And if you're watching, you can see here, now this is Barbarossa, and they've got a cool outdoor area. I mean, you can just sit out here and people watch. It's so good, like, it's so good to people watch out here. The amount of people that just walk past. Plenty of room too. So if you can see in the photo, you can see that there's quite a gap between each table. Right, and they've actually even extended it there only just a few days ago. So no one's up on top of each other, no one's crammed. Now, unless now they try and take advantage for the weekend itself, because it's the jazz. Don't know, but either way, guys, even before they actually created that wider space, there was plenty of room to sit down. You could have 4 to 6 people sitting at your table at ease. So honestly, it really is. It's a fantastic area, and that's a great place. Normally they play 70s, 80s, 90s music, and up to the early noughties. But for the weekend itself, the jazz, this is one of the areas that you probably can get away from the jazz. Now, I think somebody did tell me at one stage over the last few years that they did have a jazz band in there. Now, it wouldn't be the biggest of areas. Right now, they did an extension during coronavirus, and they extended it out the back, so the place is double the size. But really, you can't fit a jazz band in there because the place is compact and small, that it'll be too loud in there. Now, when I say compact and too small, certainly not compact and too small to actually go for a couple of drinks in there, but it's definitely, if you want to get away from the jazz, I would recommend heading to Barbarossa, Barbarossa, and that's at the top of Oliver Plunkett, Plunkett Street. No, that's the first one. So then we've got JJ Walsh's. Now, this is for my younger listeners. Again, kind of like Barbarossa, they're probably going to steer clear of the jazz upstairs. Now, JJ Walsh's has got the upstairs area too, at Conway's Yard. So you've got the bottom, you've got it right here, and it's actually pretty much right opposite Barbarossa, guys. Okay, it's literally like just right there. You could literally throw a stone nice and easy, and you'd hit the door of JJ Walsh's. So JJ Walsh, this is the main area downstairs. They will, I would almost certainly reckon they'll have a band down on the bottom floor in here. Now, the age group for this place, again for my younger listeners, the age group for here is 18 up to up to 40, really. I mean, for downstairs area, yeah. It would be more of an older crowd downstairs, you could say. But there's still plenty of younger with the older people mixing in the same bar. Again, it depending what you're looking for. So on the ground floor, JJ Walsh's will have a band on there, guaranteed, for the whole weekend. Upstairs then, that's a different story. That's Conway's Yard. Now, you can get to Conway's Yard through JJ Walsh's, and you just go down the back towards the smoking area, you go up the stairs, and boom, you're in Conway's Yard. I seriously doubt they're going to have jazz up there. I think they'll do kind of like what Barbarossa do. They'll do their own thing. It's quite young up there, so anybody from 18, I think 18, now again, hey guys, don't quote me on that one, because I do know a lot of the areas in Cork now these days are actually 23s and up, believe it or not. It's fucking crazy. So don't quote me, but I certainly see, quite a few people going up there. So maybe I'm wrong on the 18, okay? And I could be unbelievably wrong on that one. And it could be literally 23s and up. So assume that it is 23s and up, guys, okay? That's probably the best. So JJ Walsh's good sort of dance, trance music up there. And if you're around that age group, 23, yeah, well, you'll have a good night up there. That's for sure. So that's JJ Walsh's. Now, Conway's Yard, again, like I said, it's right next door. If you don't want to go through the JJ Walsh's bar to get into Conway's, there's the side alley. Okay, so you just walk straight past JJ Walsh's, and on the right-hand side, down the alleyway, is Conway's Yard's entrance. Now, personally, I would recommend that you go through JJ's, the bar area, because the crowd that forms outside Conway's is insane sometimes. Now, then again, this wouldn't be a place that I would go to, okay, quite a bit, alright, it's a bit young for me, but what I would suggest, what happens is they actually shut down, they maybe shut down the back entrance going up into Conway's when you get there, so, I'm not sure, but I would definitely, if you want to go up to Conway's, ask the bouncers on the door, or just check it out yourself by going in for a couple of pints anyway into JJ's, and then see if the back way is open. So, yeah, that's JJ and Conway's. Then you've got the beautiful Unbrogue. I love this place. This is definitely my favorite bar in Cork City. Now, again, this place would be probably doing their own thing. It's quite a small place. It's quite a very relaxed, chill place too. Okay, it really is. It's a cool, relaxed. You could wear shorts in this place, guys. Really, you really could. But you can see there's a glimpse of it there now when it's quiet. It's good, reasonable for pints. Now, look, I know everywhere's got a bit more expensive since Corona, and it's the same for every other bar in Cork City. But the Unbrogue is fairly reasonable. So again, very relaxed. They'll probably do, I suppose you could say, soft rock, alternative rock type of music in there. 80s music, 70s even, 90s music. They'll do an absolute mix of everything in the Brogue. Now, if you want to Google it, put in, it's not the Brogue, it's Unbrogue, A-N, and then a separate word, B-R-O-G. So A-N-B-R-O-G. Definitely a cool place to check out if you're just chilling out in your shorts or sandals. Now, I don't think they probably let you in sandals, but, you could go in shorts. Now, maybe they've changed their dress code in the last couple of weeks or months. I'm not sure, but you don't have to be in a suit and tie or a blazer. I'll put it that way to you. All right? I would definitely steer clear of maybe runners. Some places get a bit dodgy about runners itself. So just wear, you could even wear black runners, I would suggest, or even just normal shoes, okay? They don't have to be a business shoe or a formal shoe, semi-formal shoe, not like that. Just steer clear of white runners going in there. And for two reasons. One, bouncers don't like it. Number two, well, they're going to get fucking filthy anyway if you go in with white runners, right? So, yeah, definitely check that out, guys. It's good fun in there. Okay, so where else do we have next on... I'm just doing a Google search here for you guys. So you go out of Brogue, you go down the Oliver Plunkett Street. The next up would be the Spalpeen Phonic. Now, I'm personally not a fan of this place. Nothing wrong with it. Nothing right with it. You know, I'm literally just not my cup of tea. It's quite good for sorry, not Spalpeen Phonic. Oh god. What's the one on the I'm sorry guys, I'm actually leading you down here a bad path here. 1 second now. I got it. Mind you, actually, we'll talk about the Spalpeen Phonic there now in just 2 seconds. It's come back to me. The Boron. That's the one. The Boron. Where did I get Spalpeen Phonic from? Anyway. So we're going to check that out. So this is halfway down Oliver Plunkett Street, guys, okay? So I'll just bring up a photo of there for you. There it is. So it's halfway up, halfway down, Oliver Plunkett Street, Boron. Very small bar, but if you're looking for Irish music, and they'll definitely have a bit of jazz in there, or if they don't, they'll have some jazz music in there. So could be a bit of both, jazz music or traditional Irish music. But a lot of the time, they will have a band in there. So if you're looking for that type of thing, could be good fun for you. Could be great fun. So you can see it anyway on Boron. Now, if you're listening on audio, guys, to how to spell it, it's A-N, second word, B-O-D-H-R-A-N. So if you're doing a Google search, I would just put in the On Boron, Oliver Plunkett Street. Okay? And if you want an idea, it's actually next to Savills Menswear on... in fact, let me just bring up a photo here for you. There you go. So you got Savills here. Menswear is right next door to the bar itself. All right. Then you got Shoe Fair just a few doors up. And I think this is Jill Oliver, sorry. Jill Oliver as well. So I hope that helps. So yeah, I would definitely check out if you're looking for if you're looking for a band, no question, you go to the On Boron. And very small, very tight in there. I think the drinks, as far as I know, don't quote me, as far as I know, the prices are very reasonable in there. They're not trying to screw you. You don't have to have a blazer. Doesn't have to be formal wear in there. Kind of like the Brogue. You know, I wouldn't be wearing runners in there, white shoes, but you could just wear normal casual shoes. So casual wear, just like the Brogue. Now, the High B. Now this is an interesting one. This gets a lot of attention, by the way, this bar. And legend has it, guys. Well, no, actually, there's no legend. This is actually a true story. They don't allow mobile phones in the bar. They even have a notice outside the bar itself, believe it or not. Now, for the love of God, how the hell they have people going into the place is beyond me, because everybody's got a fucking phone. Now, I would imagine they're fairly loose with it. Now, I do know this, though. I've been in maybe once, twice before. Very traditional, old Irish pub. Definitely draws a huge amount of attention with their policy of no phones. So I think you're going to be fine. Like, there's no bouncer on the door saying, hey, do you got a phone, buddy? Nothing like that, right? I don't think I've ever seen a bouncer on the door. So there's no one checking you going in the door, okay? I would, however, highly recommend you do not take out your phone if you go in the bar. In fact, I took out my phone the second time I was ever there. I literally took out my phone. I just genuinely forgot, right? And the barman goes, hey, sorry, buddy, you gotta leave or put that phone back in your pocket. That happened to me. And that happens to everybody else, I presume, in there too, right? Because that's their policy. So guys, leave your phone in your pocket. You're going to be fine. You go up the stairs. So there's the entrance here, guys. Okay, if you want to get an idea of what the door looks like. So if you're Googling it, the High, H-I-B bar. Oliver Plunkett Street. The High B bar. All right. So yeah, like I said, it's not the prettiest of bars, guys, but you know, if you're looking for a nice Irish novelty factor here for the weekend, High B is definitely a place you should check out. Okay, so where are we going next? We are moving on to the Oliver Plunkett. Definitely one of the most popular bars in Cork City for live bands. Now, doesn't mean that the place is out the door every night, no. but they certainly, if you're looking for a live band at nighttime, the Oliver Plunkett, it's gonna have one. Okay, it's like there's no question. I think, as far as I remember, they've got bar gigs going on every single night, 7 nights a week. Now they've got 2 floors. They do food. You can see if you're watching the YouTube here, guys. You can see they've got the outdoor area just right here, which is, it's nice. And down on the sides here, they do have heaters as well. And in fairness, actually, I was only there last week. The heaters are actually quite warm, because you know the way sometimes you go into these bar areas and even though you're outside, they've got the heater blasting on top of you, but you're still fucking freezing. You don't feel it out here. So whatever they've done with that sort of canopy that hangs over you, it just keeps the heat in nice and compact. It's good, so it'll be nice and warm. If you go inside, let me see if I can get some photos of inside here now. There you go. So that's the inside, the downstairs area, guys, right? And let's see if I can find some band here now with a photo. Let me see. I'll just Google that, live band. Yeah, here we go. So there's the place itself. And you can see there's one of the bands here now. Unfortunately, the picture's not loading up properly. But you can see there's bands here. They've got a nice stage up here at the top. You can obviously grab tables, chairs, anywhere you want. And listen away, but they will guaranteed have live bands, jazz bands on for the jazz weekend, guys. So you gotta check that place out. Okay, now where else are we gonna go? There's also excuse me, on Princess Street, which is just off. Sorry, before I keep going. So I think we've pretty much covered Oliver Plunkett, right? And Lord forget. Oh, I'm sorry. No, we haven't. We have not. Here we go. Old Oak. And here we go. The Old Oak, guys. Let me just show you a photo here now. That's it here. Old Oak. They'll definitely have live bands on for the jazz. No question. No question. So they do jump on the bandwagon of the jazz, etc. It's quite a big bar, front and back. There's a front area, there's a back area, and I think you'll probably find what you're looking for in there. I think you'll definitely find what you're looking for. Prices are good for the pints as well. They're not trying to screw you. Not at all. So I would definitely check out the Old Oak. And now, guys, by the way, if you're wondering, you know, I'm a few days out of the jazz now. Why aren't I showing you what kind of bands are on? Now, firstly, I'm going to be honest. I can't speak very educatedly on jazz bands because, number one, I'm not in it. Or I don't like the jazz, right? The jazz music itself. Number two, I'm not into live bands myself. But and number three, there's so much to see that I could be here for 2 to 3 hours trying to explain to you this band is going to be here, that band's going to be there. However, that is not a problem because, guys, I'll give you the places to check out. Hopefully, I'm giving you some good names here. Check them out on Google or check them out on Instagram, especially Instagram and Facebook and TikTok, okay? Because I definitely know where the places to go and check out. Trust me on that one, all right? Okay, now, Clancy's Bar. Now, this place is a pretty good one, guys. So you've just got the Old Oak. Now, did I just miss anything there now? Apart from the Old Oak, I did not. We're going to start from the side streets now. So you've got Clancy's Bar, which is on Princess Street, just off Oliver Plunkett. So Clancy's, huge bar area, guys. This is no question. This is going to probably be one of the busiest bars for the jazz weekend. They're going to have, there's 3 floors. There's going to be on the first floor, main floor, there's going to be definitely a band out the back, a live band for jazz, guaranteed. And it actually takes up, believe it, guys, a whole block, right? Now, it's hard to explain how big the blocks are here in Cork City, but this bar is that big. It's huge. They do food there as well. They do all the cocktails. They do all the drinks. You get everything you want in there. No problem. Now, upstairs on the second floor, they'll probably have some live bands there as well. They've got another stage upstairs. And then on the third floor, or would you call it actually the second floor or third floor? I'm not sure. But anyway, it's the top floor, guys. They've got the open area. Now, you can see it here, right? It's called the Sky Bar. Now, it's really cool. They're certainly not going to have any jazz up here. Now, it's going to be hard to know what the weather. Is it going to be cold? Is it going to be pissing rain for it? Hopefully it's not going to be. But if you're there, great cocktails upstairs. They've got cool music up there. Probably seats about... I'm just having a look at the photo here. And I don't know. This is just a guess, guys. But I mean, they've got about... Let's see. If you look at it from outside. They do great food. Great cocktails. It's really always a nice warm atmosphere in there, I have to say. You kind of feel like you're stepping into like an old Boston bar. It's really cool atmosphere in there, and it's always nice and warm in there. They've got a fireplace too. They'll probably have it on. They will definitely have jazz on for that weekend in the Woodford. No question. Probably every night. I don't know for sure, but they probably will. So that's the Woodford, guys. Woodford on Paul Street in Cork. Just about 3 or 4 doors down from the McDonald's on the Grand Parade. Patrick Street. Excuse me. My God. I'm trying to navigate you here and I'm getting all the fucking stuff wrong, am I? Anyway. So, okay, where else do we suggest? Crane Lane. Here we go. That's another one off Oliver Plunkett Street. Now, this is definitely a busy spot, a very famous, well-known spot, if you want to call it famous. And, excuse me, let's just open up this. So you can see, guys, from the photo here, they've got... So when you walk into Crane Lane, it's quite narrow when you go in, but that's the smoking area. But there's tables and chairs on the right-hand side, which is very cool. And if you go down all the way down to the bottom... In on the left, inside, there's a concert area. Stage area, should I say. They'll definitely have jazz on in there. They've got a nice open dance floor area right in front of the stage. You can also make your way back up to the top area of the bar. So where we are right now, you're at the bottom, but you can just walk left and go back up to the top area in the bar. Inside or outside. So there's 2 big areas to the bar, guys. So it's very cool. They will definitely have jazz on for that weekend. Now, just to cover one thing, going into most of these bars, guys, I cannot guarantee this if you're thinking the question, is there a cover charge? That I cannot guarantee you. I would say there's a 95% chance there's no cover charge for most of these places. Now, the good news is, if you check them out on Google or social media or wherever, they'll let you know if there is a price, all right? Most places don't. They want for you to come in, okay? And then, you'll obviously buy your drinks or food, etc. So I would say 95% there will be no cover charge. But if you want to check it out on social media, or they'll say it on the front door anyway. Trust me, a lot of these places will have big billboards outside saying who's on tonight, who's performing, etc., and a cover charge or whatever it is. So you should be fine with cover charges. Now, that's the Crane Lane. I would also suggest McCurtain Street, guys. There's quite a few bars up there. Now, let's have a look. McCurtain Street is... I always actually call it... I even say this to my friends, right? That it's almost like a hidden gem of Cork. Because what you do find is you've got a lot of people that, especially the international, continental overseas visitors, like the Americans, Canadians, Australian, New Zealanders, like the long haul flights, they, for some reason, it's kind of weird. There's almost like 2 party areas in town. You've got the main area, which I was talking about there, Oliver Plunkett. You've got the Crane Lane, Princess Street, around this area. But then you've also got McCurtain Street, which is over the bridge. And then you go up onto McCurtain Street, and it's like a completely different city almost. It's very bizarre, but it's cool at the same time, because you got 2 for 1, right? So let's have a look. You've got the Shelburne Bar on McCurtain Street. Quite a cool bar, busy area. They've got a big front area out the front, big area out the back. It's going to be packed for the jazz weekend. I can guarantee you that. They'll probably have, again, jazz music in there. So it's 17 McCurtain Street. Great place to check out. That place will be absolutely packed. Now, Gallagher's in Cork. another good area. Now, I've been told, all right, that they got into a lot of trouble for overcharging people quite a bit. Now, maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong on that one, so don't quote me, guys, because that could have been a made-up lie too. But there's a great atmosphere in there, and their prices for drinks are really good. So they certainly don't screw people on drinks going in there. Okay? So maybe it was all total rubbish. So that's Gallagher's in Cork, McCurtain Street. Let's see, the Cork Arms. Now, the Cork Arms, it's a very, okay, this is kind of like the High B, right? It's a very, very small kind of old traditional Irish pub. You got a pool table out the back. If you want to get away from all the jazz, go in here for a couple of drinks. You're going to be sorted. Trust me. I would say 99% they're certainly not going to be playing any jazz music for this. So check it out. That is the Cork Arms, all on McCurtain Street. So guys, I think we're going to leave it there, right? There's so many bars you could go through. But I think these are definitely my personal recommendations for the jazz weekend. I've been here for a lot of jazz weekends myself. And I'll put it this way, guys. For me, and I don't want to hopefully get your hopes up too much and think, oh, this is crap, man. These are the bars, right? I like traveling different countries. I get pissed off at Cork sometimes. But I can tell you this. These are the places that I would definitely recommend going for the jazz weekend. Now, there's the other bars too as well. Yeah, okay. Like the Bodega. All right, Bodega's down on down by the Coal Quay. Now, pretty good bar. I don't know what they're doing for the jazz weekend. Probably going to do some music. Nice, warm, comfy place. So that's the Bodega. Bodega. Check that out too. So guys, any of these bars, check them out. I think you're definitely going to find what you're looking for the jazz. And by the way, we're not even going to go through the hotels, but I'll just call out one or two before we end this today, because most of the hotels will have jazz. Okay, so I don't even have to go through any of them, because any hotel that's got an open area down on their ground floor, they'll have something on with their jazz. Trust me. Now, I would definitely check out the Riverlea Hotel. Always a very, very popular spot for jazz. People dress up, everything. Very cool place. The Imperial Hotel do a great thing too. The Metropole Hotel on McCurtain Street, where we're just talking about, they'll do something really good. Any other hotels? Well, any other hotel, guys, trust me, you're going to be fine. You'll find something to do with the jazz. That is a given. So I think we're going to leave it there, guys. And hey, hopefully you enjoy the jazz, guys. I couldn't recommend it any more to you. It's so good. There's no way I would go... I'll put it this way, guys. If I got offered a free holiday to go out to 2 weeks somewhere, and it was for the jazz weekend, now, the chances are, okay, I'd probably go away on the holiday, depending on what my company is and where I'm going, but it would give me a big moment of pause. I can tell you that. I'm being very, very honest here. The jazz weekend is so good in Cork City. I would look for any excuse to stay in Cork for that weekend. It's that good. So, thanks for listening, guys. Hopefully you do come down to jazz, and I'll be around. If you see me on the street, please say hello to me. You know I'm always very friendly, and I'll definitely be knocking around somewhere. So hopefully you enjoy the jazz, guys, and you'll find everything you want down here. Cheers.
Peter.
Walsh.